Okay, remember how I talked about the driveway twice yesterday? I'm trying really hard not to be angry, and I'll show you why in a second. Hey guys, it's Jeff the Homestead Dad. This is a rare thing that's happening. There's a teenager sighting, and it's before 9 o'clock. It's amazing. I'm heading out to milk. We've got a doctor's appointment. I've got to take him to an eye appointment later, which is why he's up early. And got a bunch of stuff going on. We got co-op today and stuff like that. So I'm going to head out and milk. It is another beautiful, gorgeous day. It's supposed to be, I don't even know what it's supposed to be. I think it's supposed to be in the mid-50s and sunny, and it's bluebird skies. So life is good. I hope life is good where you're at, and I will see you in a minute. I think the animals should be slightly quiet. That sun. That sun is really bright. I think the animals should be mostly quiet because he fed them already. It is supposed to be 57 here today, and sunny and beautiful, like I said. The next 2 days it's supposed to rain again, and then it's supposed to get cold. I mean colder, not in the 50s, back down in the 30s. So, such as February and March. But I'm gonna take what we got. It is really nice out. So, milk this little lady, and then go get to some chores. So last night I didn't sleep so well. A 3-year-old woke me up, and then I just couldn't sleep. Didn't have my pillow. It didn't dry. Like, I dried it all afternoon. It still didn't dry. Anyway, I did, however, have a weird dream. I had a dream that when I looked out in the pasture, there was 2 Jersey cows. And then I had another dream. Yeah, you. I'm talking about you. Yeah, you got a friend. And I also had a dream that there was a donkey out in the pasture. And the only thing I can come up with is that Lisa Sutton from Sutton Days has been talking about a donkey a lot lately on their group. If you guys don't follow them, they're Lisa and Phil Sutton. We met them at the Hootenanny. They're great. She and I are going to have a battle royale at this year's Hootenanny. She's going down. Anyway, Phil, her husband, wants to get a donkey, and they've been talking about it a lot on their Facebook group, and that's all I can come up with. So I'm gonna milk before she's done eating. In case you guys don't know what a guinea hen sounds like. Isn't that the weirdest sound? You guys can hear them? The sandhill cranes are back. And they're setting off the other birds. To me, sandhill cranes, and my dad has said this before, they sound like pterodactyls. Like, I believe that if I were in the past, that's what a pterodactyl would sound like. And we've got a pair that live around here all summer long. That's the first I've seen them. They're back. Must be spring. So I'm taking that big fella to his eye appointment, and I don't think I've ever told you guys this. So when he was young, like, I don't know, maybe 4-ish years old, somewhere around there, I was already a stay-at-home dad, and he was watching a show on PBS or Disney or something, and I noticed his one eye turned in when he was watching the TV. I was like, that's not right. So we took him to the doctor. The doctor said, you need to go see the ophthalmologist. And they tested him, and his one eye, I can't remember if it was his left or his right eye, was so weak that when he was watching things that were like straining his eyes, both of his eyes were weak. But the one was so weak that it would just turn off and just watch through the, like, his brain would turn off the one eye. And, you know, we're like, obviously, as parents, worried as all get out, like, what's going to happen? So what we ended up having to do was patch. So he got glasses, but then he had to patch that eye, the strong eye. He covered the strong eye, and would only use the weak eye. And the doctor was like, he's got to do stuff that, you know, stresses the eye, like playing video games, reading, drawing, you know, things that really, you know, take a long time. And over time, that eye are both eyes about the same strength now?
Not really.
Okay. But they've gotten so much better. I mean, because there was talk when it first happened that he might need surgery. And obviously, you know, when you're a parent of a 4-year-old, you know, anything that talks about surgery, you know, just makes your heart break. So we patched for years, and 8 years, he says. And as, you know, it went on, it was less and less. But I think it started with 4 hours a day or 6 hours a day, and then, you know, gradually it went down to 4, and then 2 and 1, and, you know, then it was done. But yeah, so now none of the other children have had that, but we get all of them tested as early as possible, just to try to catch it as early as possible. Fortunately, we caught his early enough that we were able to, you know, correct it more. He still, you guys can see, he still wears glasses, but you see fine, right? So, all's well that ends well. We're off to the doctor. So, we got back from his eye appointment. Everything is good. His eyes are remaining straight. He just wants to continue to check him, especially as he's growing, because his prescription for his eyes could change, but his, I think it's called a strabismus. I can't remember. I'm not going to even try. The amount his eye is turned in is stayed steady. It stayed straight, which is perfect. So, my wife is home today, actually. So, we've got swim meets this afternoon after co-op. I'm afraid I'm going to run out of time, so I'm going to quick throw the forks on the tractor and go give a hay bale to Prudence before I run out of time to do it when it rains and all that stuff. So the trick is to do this with some amount of speed so that Prudence doesn't duck her head underneath the hay bale, because that would be a problem. Problem. Ready? Stay back. Sorry guys, I'm trying to do this with one hand. That'll work. She'll be happy. I'm going to go in there, put this around there, take off the net wrap, and everything will be good. Well, taking this off is probably a bad idea, but it'll create some more space in the barn, so I'm going to do it anyway. And just like that, the cow has a new hay bale. I don't know why she's so interested in the net wrap. What are you thinking? What's so interesting about the net wrap, huh? What's so interesting about that? You just want to play, huh? You just want to play. I don't have time to play. I gotta go. You have fun with your new hay. Okay, remember how I talked about the driveway twice yesterday? I'm trying really hard not to be angry, and I'll show you why in a second. Remember yesterday how I was talking about kind of straightening out this driveway because people can't drive? I honestly don't have any idea how going forward she got over there. She's a very nice woman. I don't get it. Because I look out the window and I was like, she's got it buried, but she's going forward. Like, how did that happen? She turned around, and then I think instead of like backing up again because she didn't turn tight enough, she was just like, oh, I can make it. And she couldn't make it. I couldn't get a chain around her bumper. There's like nothing to grab onto on a postal truck. So I ended up using rope. Against my better judgment, I just quadrupled it and pulled very, very gingerly. And I was able to get enough pressure on it that with putting it in reverse and giving it just a little bit of gas, she was able to get out. So, okay guys, so at the end of the day, it's just grass, it's just a yard. I have the use of a tractor that I can fix it up with. Like I said, I'm probably gonna widen the driveway there. It's really not a big deal. It's been frustrating that it happened twice in a row, and that both times it probably could have been prevented, but I'm not perfect. I've backed off driveways before, even though I'm pretty decent at backing up. So, such is life. I think that's the way I just try to keep my attitude in general. I mean, unless you're negligent and hurting someone, stuff is just stuff. Grass and yard and dirt is just grass and yard and dirt. At the end of the day, the only thing that's important is my wife and children and our health and our relationship with God. If we can take care of that, everything else is just kind of secondary, tertiary, quadtertiary, quintertiary, I don't know. I'm just making up words now. I'm on my way to pick up the kids from co-op. See you in a minute. Okay, so we've got the swim crew, those two guys, and that lady right there. And then I'll probably end up announcing. So we're heading over there early so they can warm up. And then Homestead Mom and the three youngest will come over with Homestead Nana. And like right at the time of the meet. So we'll save a couple seats for them and get going. On a separate note, I don't know if you guys watched the Winter Olympics, but driving in Michigan in the spring is probably more hazardous than four-man bobsled because you got to be on your toes, otherwise you can fall right into a pothole. I mean, there are car-eating potholes out here. Watch yourself. So swim is over. I announced, so I wasn't able to take any video, but all the kids did great. He did good. We've actually got 2 sleepers inside and then another sleeper right there. So thank you guys so much for watching. We really appreciate it, and
we'll see you guys tomorrow.